Ava had always lived life on fast forward. Tight deadlines, city noise, camera clicks, and a heart that never had time to rest. But after her last relationship ended in painful silence, everything around her felt too loud. New York became a blur she no longer wanted to be part of. So she packed her bags, grabbed her camera, and headed to the snow-covered mountains of Colorado, far from city lights, far from memories that kept echoing in her mind. She told herself it was just for work, just another assignment. But deep down, she knew it was more. She was running from pain, from noise, from the version of herself that smiled for everyone except her own reflection. She didn't come looking for love or even peace. She just wanted to feel something real again. And in the silence of snow, in the emptiness of frozen trails, she hoped to find it. Not in the lens of her camera, but somewhere deeper, somewhere she had stopped searching long ago. Her own heart. It was supposed to be a short hike, just a quick walk through the woods to catch the golden light before sunset. Ava had done this before, solo treks with her camera, chasing beauty in forgotten corners. But the mountains had their own plans. The clouds rolled in faster than she expected, snowflakes thickening into a storm. The trail disappeared beneath white, the trees all began to look the same, and her phone lost signal. Every step felt heavier, her breath sharp in the cold. Panic whispered louder than the wind. Her fingers, numb on the shutter button, trembled as fear crept in. She called out, but no one answered. The silence wasn't peaceful anymore. It was haunting. Lost in an unfamiliar wilderness, she realized how fragile she was without her city, her map, her comfort. The storm didn't care who she was or why she came, and for the first time in a long time, she wasn't behind the camera. She was in the middle of a story she couldn't control. Through the thick curtain of falling snow, a shadow moved, steady, strong, and real. Ava blinked, unsure if it was her mind playing tricks, but then he called out, his voice calm, grounding. "You lost?" She nodded, breathless, exhausted. He reached out a gloved hand, eyes steady but kind. "Come on, there's a cabin nearby." She didn't ask questions. Her instincts trusted him before her thoughts caught up. His name was Elias, a mountain guide who knew every twist and turn of these woods like his own skin. He moved with quiet confidence, like someone who had nothing to prove. When they reached the cabin, small, wooden, nestled deep in snow, warmth wrapped around her like a blanket. A fire flickered, tea steamed on the stove, and the silence was no longer frightening. He didn't pry, he simply let her sit, let her breathe. In his presence, everything slowed. The storm outside howled, but inside, Ava felt something she hadn't in a long time, safe. Not in walls, in someone. The days inside the cabin passed slowly, but not in boredom, in comfort. There were no phones, no buzzing notifications, no pressure to speak. Ava and Elias shared space the way two old souls might, quietly. He brewed coffee in the mornings, and she took photos of melting icicles on the window pane. They talked, but only when it mattered. She told him about the city, the love she lost, the silence that hurt more than words. He listened without trying to fix her. In return, he spoke about the mountains, how they taught him patience, how every snowfall felt like a clean page. One evening, they stepped outside, the world wrapped in snow. Stars blinked above them like secrets waiting to be told. He looked at her and said, "Not all storms are meant to destroy." She smiled, realizing how natural this felt. No grand gestures, no fast love, just presence, just warmth. And in that stillness, something real grew between them, like a fire quietly catching light in the cold. The morning the snow cleared, the road reappeared like a path back to her old life. Ava stood at the edge of it, bag packed, camera in hand, heart uncertain. Elias didn't ask her to stay, and that made it harder. He simply looked at her, the same way he had from the beginning, steady, honest, unafraid. "You have a world to go back to," he said softly. She nodded, but something inside her hesitated. The city had lights, noise, motion, everything she once craved. But here, in the quiet, she had rediscovered her breath, her heartbeat, her truth. It wasn't about the mountains, or the snow, or even Elias. It was about what this place had awakened in her. Peace. Something she never thought she deserved. As she turned to walk down the path, her feet stopped. She looked back, at the cabin, at the fire still flickering inside, at the man who never tried to change her. And in that moment, she knew. She turned around, walked back, and chose what made her feel whole.